attacking their midfield. The more traditional 4-4-2 formation adopted by Partizan. Just look at their record through the years. 16 Yugoslav championships, 8 Yugoslav Cup winners. It's impressive. So Partizan Belgrade need to make the most of home advantage, and tickets for this match have sold like hotcakes around the city and beyond. And despite all the problems, one has to say that everyone is talking football in the city, and you have a chance as well in this match to vote for your player of the match. More details on that will follow. And this is Damir Milinovic for in fact Stankovic. And away we go with, in white shirts, Partizan. They're playing in black and white. And Razovic wearing 2, trying to knock the ball forward. To look out for particularly Mateja Kezman, who is the chief goal scorer for Partizan. While for Rijeka, maybe defence is the name of the game. This is Trobcic, and Razovic is penalised by the referee from Luxembourg. And it will be Viskovic who will take the throw. Milinovic. The 2 front men are Barnabas Stepanovic and Bosko Balaban for Rijeka, who finished 2nd in the Croatian League, and that's why they immediately qualify at this stage. Partizan got here beating Flora Tallinn of Estonia over 2 legs in the first qualifying phase. And Russell, it's interesting to see how the Croatians will play this, because in any normal game you'd think they'll come here and try and stop, but that isn't the way Croatians often do it.
No, it isn't. I think with the atmosphere that there is tonight, I think they'll be very mindful of not conceding a goal, but I think we're going to be in for a full-blooded, very entertaining evening tonight. There's some great players on show here. That coupled with the atmosphere, it's going to be one heck of a game. I'm looking forward to it immensely.
And an immediate free kick. It's going to be hard, and the Luxembourg official has to step straight in. Miran Krastic was the player who was brought down and wins the free kick. Razovic. Ilic, wearing 22, is the captain. He's the chief playmaker in the middle of the field. And up front they rely on Kezman and also on Ivic. Both teams missing one of their key players. Stoyanovski is injured and missing from Belgrade, while Rijeka are without Andrej Mijatovic, who is suspended. And this is Tomic, now played into the path of Kezman, their leading goal scorer. And the block by Matkovic. They're effectively playing with 2 stoppers, and then this midfield 5.
And just trying to keep it tight in there, aren't they, at the moment?
Hasanovic with the free kick for Rijeka. Stepanovic, and he's lost out to Trobcic. Won by Hasanovic again. Hard work in the middle of the field by Tomic is good. And they're playing some good, positive stuff. And listen to the noise they're getting from the crowd. Dujaj. And that's the corner. Well, the Rijeka side trained on this pitch last night. And they arrived at the Intercontinental Hotel in the city without an awful lot of security behind them. And there has been a sense of normality, at least in sporting terms, around Belgrade. And the header by Tomic is over the top.
He ended up with a lot of space there, Mike, didn't he? Good delivery. Got plenty of room there. Just got a little bit too much on the header. But a nice bright start to the game.
Keeping goal for Rijeka is Donny Tafra. Pekovic. Busy midfield player, but likes to get forward when the opportunity presents itself. Brashkovic. And now the cross straight at, in the end, Desmanak from Kacic. And that was Stojanovic who found Razovic, who found Kustacic. Dujaj is playing almost an orthodox right back role in this scoreline, and that's allowed Razovic to play the ball forward. Tomasic away, aim for Stepanovic. Ajic wearing 10 for Rijeka. And Kezman, good stop by goalkeeper Tafra. But this is a good start, and that's a late tackle by Kezman. And the referee telling him to calm down. Well, that really was the first time he had any space to work in, Russell Osman.
Yeah, very sharp, isn't he? There wasn't a lot of space for him, but he managed to get his shot off very quickly. A good save by the keeper. I was a bit surprised that there was a free kick given against him. All he's done is go and challenge for the ball and stop the defenders playing out as he wanted to, put him under a little bit of pressure. Seemed to me to be a fair tackle. Obviously the defender made a lot of it, but they've regained possession from that. But a nice bright strike from Kezman.
Look, Razovic is the player who takes the throw. Ilic. And again Tomic trying to work the opening, and again just failing to do so. Stojanovic. 23 is Pekovic for Partizan. Trobovic. Tomic. And they've certainly made the liveliest start, have Partizan, but they certainly need to with this situation, because they will be desperate to take a lead to Croatia for next week's second leg, Russell.
Yeah, very much so. It's interesting the way they're playing. There seems to be a little bit of space in the left back area of the Rijeka team, and they've exploited it a couple of times so far. It looks like that might be a bit of a game plan, that they're trying to get down the wide positions and try and expose the space in behind the midfield players. Not playing with a solid back four, any shape like that at the back. It looks like there's two markers tight, a sweeper in there as well. They're just trying to get in behind the wide midfield players.
Almost 8 minutes gone in the Partizan Stadium. Header was by Kustacic. And it's Partizan Belgrade 0, Rijeka of Croatia 0. And Pekovic trying to work an opening and robbed by Matkovic. Dalibor Viskovic will take the throw for Rijeka. Second to Croatia Zagreb in the Croatian League. And lost 1-0 to Rijeka in the first round of the Croatian Championship. And it's their first trip to this city in 7 years. And interesting, tickets have gone well, despite them costing 1,200 din, which is about £20, and in a city that's economy has, of course, been in such desperate trouble. That is a lot of money. Ivic's free kick. Krastic. Gain one in the middle of the field by Tomic. Razovic. Good move again by Partizan. And on the end of that one, to put the ball in the back of the net gleefully, is Sasa Ilicic 1-0.
What a great finish.
It's a great finish. It's a bad mistake by the defence to give him the chance, Russell. But that's just the start. The passionate home crowd here wants it.
Well, I think he's a player to watch tonight, isn't he? He's got good pedigree, he's a young, fit lad, he's got bags of talent, and what a super way to take the goal. It was an absolutely fantastic finish. Sweet, very sweet finish. It's just half a chance that comes his way, there's no mistaking. Little bobble there off the two defenders, but he's onto his very, very sharp. Blimey.
Markovic gave him a yard and paid the full penalty. And this crowd have lit the firecrackers now. It is going to be a very hot night for the Croatians. This time it's Barnabas Stepanovic who went down. But look at this finish again. Matkovic was literally one pace off him, wasn't he?
Yep. But he's so quick onto it, you know, and he's turned a 50-50 into a scoring opportunity, but his actual finish was at the top class. You know, he's just curled into the top corner. The keeper never got anywhere near it. You know, and that's with pressure coming out from the centre-half on him as well. Centre-half did quite well to get close to him, but the fellow was just too quick for him.
The team's brain, he was described to me. Definitely. By a Partizan official, but now there's a chance for Rijeka, and it was Jasmin Agic that tried and failed. Again, all sorts of movement around the area, but the keeper not troubled.
I think we've got to have some fun and games in midfield tonight. It's very tight in there, it's very competitive, and there's one or two players making the most of every challenge that comes their way. You know, they're letting the referee know there's one or two challenges going in. Let's just hope he doesn't get spoiled by any play acting. You know, we don't want any of that tonight.
And the early signs, 11 minutes in, are that this could be a very good match indeed. That was Ilic again playing the ball in. Pekovic has gone to the byline. There's the cross coming in. And he forced the corner from Viskovic. As Vladimir Ivic came in search of the ball.
That again, super play, attacking the far post, taking him right to the byline. It's a lovely little cross, just inviting the big fella on the far post to come in. Good defending at the end of the day, though.
Tomic's corner, away by Milinovic. But of course, Rijeka have also got to play the crowd. And if you're playing in front of a crowd like this, there's even more value in an early goal.
Yeah, very much so, but Rijeka have just got to keep the composure, not do anything silly. They're not got to get too involved in anything, off the ball, any incidents like that. I mean, anything like that will just inflame the crowd even more and give themselves a bigger problem.
For these people, of course, these last few months have not been happy, but the football has united them all, as you can hear. One thing they haven't lost is their voices. Kasic lost it. Some great play down the flank again by Kejman. Still Kejman. There's the cross. And they're winning the midfield battle, aren't they, Partizan?
Very much so. Blimey, they are looking sharp tonight. They're up for it. Kejman, he's going to be a handful tonight. I think there are a couple of players that... Well, there's two of many players to watch out there. But Kejman and Ilic, they're top-class players. They're fantastic. The touch on the ball is terrific.
Well, Mirdaj Zezic's pretty much thoughts, the Partizan coach, were very much on the lines of, we need a goal and we need to ensure they don't score. So far, Rijeka have not really had much of an opportunity to present their attacking credentials. This time the foul is by Pekovic. And it'll be Bozidar Kasic who really went a tumbling to take this free kick. No problems for Nikola Damjanac, who is just back after some quite lengthy shoulder surgery. Tomic, Stanojevic, Trovic, Druljaš. Tackle was by Ajic for Rijeka. And the free kick for Partizan, whose list of old boys is so impressive, as that particularly will be remembered by British supporters, past and present. Savo Milosevic, Predrag Mijatovic and Sasa Krkic, all former members of this club. Ajic then for Kasic. And the chase by Bosko Balaban. And he lost out to a firm challenge by Krstašić. And that will be a free kick. Kejman is brought down by Matkovic, who receives the first yellow card of the game. It wasn't any worse than the challenges we've seen, Russell, but I guess that our referee from Luxembourg just needs to say, oi.
Yeah, Mr. Hamer, he's just got to keep on top of it, hasn't he? You know, it's a very emotional game here tonight. Big atmosphere, big noisy crowd. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on the players tonight. They need a result, but they've got to just let the football do the talking tonight and not get involved in too much physical stuff. You know, there's some great players out there. Let's see them just play football tonight.
And let's face it, with 16 minutes gone, some of the early signs for this game have been exceedingly encouraging, yes?
Yeah, very good indeed. I mean, Tomic on the ball now, the left-footed midfield player. I mean, he's starting a lot of moves off for them.
Ilic went in.
Yeah, he's making tackles at the back. He's picking loose balls up. Another good player.
Stepanovic on the charge for Rijeka. But he ran into Stanojevic. Still Stanojevic. Kacic. Stanojevic. And it was Balaban who ran out of room. And that's a free kick, certainly, for the challenge by Stanojevic.
It's a fast-tempo game, Mike, isn't it? There's no time on the ball for any players. They're always under pressure from the opposition. You know, they touch on the ball, considering the pressure that is going on out there. It's very, very good indeed.
Well, I would have to say that, in all probability, that it's a fast-tempo game is probably what we wanted. As it certainly excites the crowd and creates the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just playing past the parcel in midfield, it can go the other way. Corner's conceded by that man, Stanojevic again.
Good delivery, wasn't it? Good run across the keeper. Yeah.
And Stanojevic is probably the man who's in because of Milan Stojanovski missing out through injury. But this time that's a poor corner. And no problems for the clearance by Krstajić. Kacic takes the throw for Rijeka. Ilic. And the flag is raised.
Rijeka just looking to play the early balls in behind the Partizan defenders there, and they seem to be a little bit more direct on the attack. That's something that Partizan are going to have to be careful of. They've got in once or twice, and they've conceded 2 or 3 free kicks in dangerous areas around the outside of their own penalty area.
It's a long, long ball by Ivic, but a good catch by Tafra. And just to pick up the point you're making, we've seen Croatian sides through the years at both club and international level give them half a chance from a free kick around the edge of the box, and it's normally fairly costly, let's put it that way.
When you've got such highly technical players on the ball, the delivery is usually spot on. You know, and if your runners are right and the delivery is good, then set pieces will be a problem for anybody.
Trobovic. These are the sort of hard tackles we were talking about, and another one there on Stojanovic. Fayon says the referee is going to try and give this game a chance, but
I think fair play to the Partizan players there. There's one or two challenges gone in there where they could have made more of it than there was, really. You see players get a little knock and they go down. There's 2 or 3 challenges there. The Partizan players have been great. They've just got on with the game. They're not worried about it. Kept possession of the ball and just kept playing. If they keep doing that all night, then we will be in for a good game.
20 minutes gone. Partizan Belgrade 1, FC Rijeka of Croatia 0. The goal scorer, Sasa Ilic, after 9 minutes of play. Away by Milinovic. Brashkovic. Won by Trobovic. Quite a delightful piece of skill, just didn't quite come off. City in the distance. The lights of the cathedral. Some of the other high-rise buildings here for all to see. But it's the lights, in fact, of this stadium that light up most of all as Partizan win another corner. Come from all over Serbia, the fans. They've been arriving with the black and white scarves to see this game. And they're hoping that their trips will not have been in vain. It was away by Viskovic. Trobovic. Now, quality cross required and supplied. Oh, beautifully done. That is a superb goal by Kristajic.
Fantastic header, Mike, wasn't it?
But what a cross.
Great ball in. He made a mess of his corner, the first set piece. Got headed back out to him. Beat the fellow on the touchline. Back onto his right foot. He took the corner with his left foot. Puts a better cross in with his right foot there. And what a magnificent header that is. Head and shoulders above the defender.
He jumped so cleanly. It was Tomic who played it back in. But how did he get between the 3 of them?
Well, he's got up early, hasn't he? He's got up before the defenders had gone for it, whether they were waiting for the keeper to come and get a piece of it, but he's just got up early. Once you're up there, the defenders can't get in. They can't get a touch on you, and he's just powered that straight through the keeper.
Yeah, defender to the right of him, defender to the left of him, but no defender before him. It's 2-0 to Partizan Belgrade, and more flares are lit around the stadium.
Look at that, he's just powered, he's put 2 on the floor, ball in the back of the net. That's great play, that. Very, very positive indeed.
They brought their songbooks because I think they're going to need them. It really does feel a bit like carnival time, doesn't it? 2 goals in the first 21 minutes of this match. And Partizan Belgrade may even now be dreaming of a trip to Spartak Moscow for the 3rd qualifying round, which comes up in a couple of weeks' time. 2nd leg of this in 7 days' time. And now Rijeka have a lot to do. Bozidar Kacic it is who takes the throw. And away they come once more with Mateja Kejman. Still Kejman. Went through that lot like a knife through butter. And in the end he was unloaded.
But what do you do as a defender there, Mike? You know, he's running at you at good speed. You don't want him to get into the box where he's taking people on one-on-one in there and you've got to give a penalty away. At the end of the day, the defender's just stood there, cuts inside him, takes a free kick in a dangerous area now.
Milinovic was the player that gave away the free kick. And, you know, if it's going to go on like this, I'm beginning to regret I didn't bring the abacus with me, because they are, at the moment, looking capable of creating goals at will, aren't they? Or certainly goal opportunities.
Well, Rijeka have just got to keep the ball for a bit, haven't they? They've got to try and get some composure back, but it's very hard against the way Partizan are playing at the moment. They're so positive. They're closing people down when they haven't got the ball. They're winning the ball back very, very quickly. And then they're just attacking at such pace.
Ivic was the player with the free kick.
Looked like another corner there. Looked like it came off one of their Rijeka players.
See it better from this angle. No, maybe not. Maybe not. So it's Partizan Belgrade 2, FC Rijeka 0. And the black and white come storming forward again. Ivic. Foul was by Bozidar Kacic. But they're playing the straight 4-4-2, but they look a very good unit, don't they, the Belgrade team, that they look well organised and they're playing well for each other.
Yeah, there's lots of, not young lads, but the lads in the early 20s, mid-20s. They're fit, experienced enough to know what they're doing, you know, and talented. We've got one or two very talented players there.
Free kick wasn't one of the best by Kristacic, but of course he did get the second goal the last time he loitered with intent.
I think where Partizan are doing exceptionally well as well as being on when they're in possession on the ball, is how quickly they win possession back. Once they've lost possession of the ball, they are so quick to get it back again. You know, and poor Rijeka, you know, as soon as they get the ball, they've got white shirts in their face straight away, you know, and they just can't get any composure to the play at all.
Duljaj is brought down by Jasmine Ajic. You've just joined us. The voice alongside me belongs to the former Ipswich and England centre-half, Russell Osman. And we've thoroughly enjoyed what we've seen in the opening 26 minutes. A very good display by Partizan. And they are firmly in control, and I have to say, good value for their 2-0 lead on the evidence that we've seen so far.
Very much so indeed. Yeah, the talent around the midfield area and the pace of their front men is super, and they're creating lots of problems at the moment. I still think if Rijeka can just get hold of the ball and calm it down a bit, then they've got to try and get the game together. But Partizan are just stopping them do that. They won't let them gain any composure.
Header away was by Razovic.
The atmosphere is fantastic though, Mike, isn't it?
As I said, we wondered what would happen if Partizan didn't quite get it together, but you know, this is an absolute dream start for them, because they must know that this crowd is worth so much to them if they can deliver early. And you know, to say the least, they have delivered early. They lead here by 2-0. Kristacic, who scored the second goal, played into the path of Ivic again.
It's a good play again, isn't it? From Kezman, I mean, he's so tight. He's more or less been sandwiched by two players, but still manages to find his own man.
Well, Rijeka, I don't think they quite know what to do next. No. Trobovic now for Duljaj, played the ball in and has gone for the return. And that is still in play by Ajic. Duljaj trying to stop him. And was joined by Pekovic. They're working so hard, aren't they? And they're covering so much ground. They look a really fit team, and
they do. Very
one of the great things about them is that they're actually trying to attack. They've got no defence-minded at all. And it's really good to see.
Very positive, aren't they? They are going for it tonight. It looks like they've come out with the intention of getting 2 or 3 goals up by half-time, get the game won as quickly as they can. They've got pace all over the pitch. They've got talent all over the pitch. Good touch. Look, a very strong side at the moment.
Viskovic. Matkovic again. Now the patient build-up.
Now they go. Now one's got a chance for a challenge. There you go.
And Kezman.
And suddenly back under pressure again.
Matkovic was the Croatian who just about kept in, but now it's cleared away by Kustajic again.
Rijeka just can't get hold of the ball up front at the moment, can they? Any balls that go into the front, lads, they're not the best quality balls. And as soon as they get a touch on it, there's Partizan defenders all over them.
The recent rain means there's a slightly soft top to this pitch, but it's playing true. At the moment,
a good surface, doesn't it?
Rijeka have not really tested the man in possession. Now they might. As I say that, he dropped it. And he's a slightly relieved man, is Damjanac. But that was the first real moment of danger. The cross coming in from Stepanovic. Referee said nothing wrong with the challenge. And Balaban will be disappointed.
He ended up holding on to his teammate's head rather than the ball there, didn't he, Mike?
Goalkeeper Damjanac, those of you that follow your Dutch football, had 1 year playing for Roda back in 1996.
I mean, credit to him, he reacted very quickly once he dropped it. He was down to smother the shot very, very quickly indeed. Just a hopeful up and under.
And what will worry the Belgrade coaching staff is that he landed on the shoulder that's caused him all the trouble when he finally got to it. And that's why he's having treatment, but I think he is okay. Didn't play against Flora Tallinn in the first round, but all seems to be well. Stanojevic. Worked for Ilic once more. And this Ilic, Tomic and Ilic again. This midfield axis is really good to watch. Ilic has opened them up again. Dujash down the right. Now, can he deliver? Corner conceded by Viskovic.
Disappointing final ball in, Mike, but super play through the middle of the pitch there by Ilic. And they're just moving the ball so quickly to each other. They're confident. They're playing at their own tempo.
Tomic's corner. This time is too near to Donny Tafra, who had no chance with either of the two goals by which Partizan lead in this European Champions League second qualifying round first leg against Rijeka of Croatia. The second leg to come next week. Kustajic, Razovic, once more for Dujash. Ilic on almost doing what was required. Now Kacic. It's all a bit long and hopeful, and Stepanovic has been well looked after.
So, as soon as Rijeka won the ball there, the first thing they did is try and hit it to a front man. It's a bad ball in, and they give possession of the ball away again. Now they've got the problem of trying to win it back against the side that are moving the ball very quickly, very effectively. They're playing it short to people, they're playing it in behind, they're giving them all sorts of problems.
Now another chance for Juraj. Good save by the goalkeeper, Tafra. And it's not away yet, and finally he's forced to concede the corner. Here's Matkovic. And that was another opportunity. And the final effort from Ilic. Well, every time they go forward, you really can't take your eyes off this at all, can you, Russell? Because
you can't, not one little bit.
They are looking very hungry for goals. Ajic got the important header on it, and the clearance is completed by Hasancic. Stanojevic. The Partizan team have been in a camp at Zemun, about 20 kilometres away from the stadium. And their coach, Miodrag Jezic, was so much preaching the doctrine of team responsibility. And that's been one of the most pleasing things, how well they've played for each other. This is Dujash. Kejman. Trobovic sets up the opportunity. There's the ball in from Gustajic, but this time Tafra is equal to the challenge.
I think Rijeka will be quite pleased if it stays at 2-0 to go in at half-time and get a bit of a breather, Mike.
Yes, and there'll be some harsh words said in the Rijeka dressing room, because whilst one was feeling, Russell, the initial view to keep it tight, when you concede 2 goals, they're going to have to go and get something from this game now, even if it was just 1 goal, aren't they? Because you put your house on Partizan going through if it stays at 2-0 for the second leg, wouldn't you? The basis of what we've seen so far. As Ajic fouls Trobovic.
You see the players just getting on with it after the tackles, after fouls. That's a good sign. That means we should be in for a good night. Like I said earlier, you don't want to see any play acting. We don't need that sort of thing tonight. There's great atmosphere here. Great football on show. Rijeka have just got to get hold of the ball somehow. They've got to keep possession of the ball for more than 5 seconds.
Tomic's free kick. 5 in the box. Wait for it. Didn't get the distance, and Ajic away. He's had a bit of a mixed night, hasn't he, with his set plays, Tomic?
Yeah, it's been disappointing, you know, for the talent on show. You know, when it's a dead ball and there's no pressure on the taker of the dead ball, then you'd expect him and hope he'd miss the first defender, but 3 or 4 times, you know, they keep hitting that first defender.
It's Viskovic who takes. 10 minutes remain, and Partizan in this first half have done it all and lead by 2-0. Dujaj. And Kejman again is brought down. He's going to be bruised by half-time, isn't he? He's really been chopped all over the place.
Well, it's so sharp that the defenders just can't get near him, and there's good balls going into him. He's on the move all the time. They're doing well to actually get a foul on him at the moment, aren't they?
Now, again, it's Tomic and Ivic providing the option. Will it be Tomic with the left foot? It will. It sums up his night, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's not quite got his shooting boots on or his set-piece boots on at the moment. I like to see those free kicks touch to the side of the wall and somebody come up and smash him. You know, it's always great when somebody bends one in the top corner, but a straight shot at goal, there's every chance it might come off the keeper, get a deflection, go in one or 2 or 3 different ways. And it's one of 3 he's had, and they've all been the same, and that's been a bit. It's all become a little bit predictable, hasn't it? Yeah, nice bit of variety it does.
Igor Dujaj has gone down.
I think the referee's doing a good job tonight, isn't he? I think he's aware of the situation. He's encouraging players to get on with the game and not make a meal of anything.
Stepanovic was the culprit. You could see the finger gesticulation, the assay of that. Thank you very much.
Get up quickly.
And away we go once again. And this time Matkovic was able to clear with ease, but he's gone straight back into the box again, Petkovic, but he was unfair in the challenge.
It's a big boy, isn't he? Big, strong boy. You know, he pushes himself about a little bit. He looks a good player for me, Mike. Stanajevic at the back, the sweeper. There he is again, tidying things up.
Just saying it, I just wonder how secure that shoulder is, because had lengthy treatment for it, missed the first round with it, and had lengthy treatment when he went down, and he wasn't anything like assured, was he, with that one?
No, he looks a little bit shaky. And then considering how composed the outfield players look on the ball, the keeper's the one that's giving them the jitters at the back a little bit.
Balaban. Nicely done. Away by Razovic. Maybe a chance might open up. Ajic under. He was taken out, and that's a little bit of an equaliser to me, because Ajic has put himself about, and Trobovic decided to return the calling card. I think he RSVP'd, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. But it's a dangerous area to do it, just outside your box
again. Get a yellow card, some would say, for that.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, the RSVP was there for all to see.
Yeah, that's right. That's the name of the game, though, sometimes, Mike, isn't it?
You can say you weren't a defender in your career by any strange coincidence, were you? So it's Stepanovic who takes the free kick.
What makes you say that?
Inside the last 5 minutes of the first half, Stepanovic. And that will probably make the keeper feel better, but there you are. See, the first thing he did was just stretch his shoulder again.
There wasn't a great deal of pace on this, but mind you, it crept through the wall a little bit. I thought the keeper looked a bit slow going down for that as well. Doesn't look a happy fella, does he?
Well, they do have a substitute goalkeeper, Radisa Ilic, if they need him, but he's going to come out with his L plates out on if he comes out in this match, and it's quite an ordeal it'll be if he has to come on. Because one thing you have to say about Damjanac is that he's got vast amounts of experience. Kustash now for Razovic. And Tomasic for goalkeeper Tafra.
They're just coming back into the game a little bit now, aren't they, Rijeka?
It's almost as if Partizan will say 2-0 half-time, that'll do us.
Yeah.
And then let's see what happens from here onwards.
Yeah, it looks like they've just taken the foot off the pedal a bit, doesn't it, Partizan, and just said, all right, you know, we've done the job first half now. Let's just keep it tight before half-time, give nothing away.
But Miodrag Jezic, I can tell you, will not be happy with 2. He'll want more. And if it means he's got to do it in the second half, then that'll be fine by him.
Yeah, 1 more will do, but more important that they don't give a goal away, isn't it?
You'll see on your screen numbers to enable you to vote for your man of the match as long as this game continues. The moment, we'll get Russell's view before the end, but there are several contenders and they've all got black and white shirts on, it has to be said. And that's Trobovic again. And he's won the free kick. Tough old challenge as well. Gustajic. Back for Stanojevic. Razovic. Zhaj is outside him. He's gone down the middle route looking for Ilic. They're winning those important balls in the middle of the field, aren't they?
Very much so.
That's the area where Rijeka have collected second prize so far. And now where's that gone from Stanojevic? That's a harm's way as the response.
There's been 1 or 2 very good performances from the Partizan players, hasn't there? You know, I mean, Ilic started off with a fantastic goal. Kezman, I think, is doing ever so well up front. Very mobile, positive whenever he gets the ball. Not always on about taking players on, but he keeps people playing. Stanojevic at the back, the 7. Just had to check my pronunciation there, Mike, on that one. I think he's a very composed player. Not the biggest for a defender, but, you know, when you're just playing sweeper, you just have to be able to read the game well.
Well, you're the first defender I met with A-level Yugoslav.
I knew he'd come in handy.
Boy, you normally will suffice, won't it? There's the ball in from Kacic. And they waited too long, did Ajic on the follow-up. Again, Zhaj involved and quite happy to be involved. That's a good advantage played by the referee. They've got men over here and he's gone down and the referee says play on, as it was Petkovic who went down in the box. The referee wasn't having any of it.
Great ball.
And again, Kezman. And
So
the
mobile.
corner conceded.
So mobile, Kezman. I mean, he gets a whack on it on the layoff on the halfway line 1 minute, and the next minute you see him back in the box having a strike at goal.
That's the challenge.
A good decision by the referee.
And to be fair to the referee as well, he's done well in this first half. He was in an excellent position to see it.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Here's the corner from Tomic again.
Oh.
And the keeper. Nearly it came back to haunt him. He was first to the secondary ball. As we complete the first 45, there'll be a bit of stoppage time to add, but overall impressions, Russell, of the first period?
Very enjoyable. I mean, that first 45 minutes has whizzed past, hasn't it? And that's always a good sign of the game you're watching. I think the player that I've been very impressed with is Kezman. I mean, his mobility is fantastic. You know, and just in general, Partizan, the way they move the ball around in midfield, the short passing, the little layoffs, the movement, has been a delight to watch.
And they lead by 2-0. Ilic and Kristajic are the two players that scored the goals. As this time the free kick is given for a foul by Razovic on Bosko Balaban. And this will probably be Rijeka's last chance. The only area that's disappointed me from both sides has been the set plays.
Yeah, they're missing opportunities of scoring goals just by bad delivery on the ball.
And they've both been as bad as each other, to be fair, haven't they?
And it's something that drives you mad, you know, if you're a coach or a manager of a football side, when you work on it, you know, 2 or 3 times a week in training.
There again, the goalkeeper. You have to look at that situation at half-time, but, you know, you just get a feeling he might drop one of those at somebody's feet before we're finished.
Yeah.
I don't think he's brought a clean one since he went down under that challenge.
No, it might not be his shoulders so much as his hands.
Away by Trobovic.
Blimey. Strong challenge again by the big fella.
Very strong challenge.
It's a strong challenge. There's nothing naughty. He's not like going in with an elbow or anything. It's just a big, powerful challenge from a big, powerful lad. But again, good refereeing.
Milorad Pekovic came from OFK Belgrade a year ago. And to say the least, he's made his presence felt in this opening half. Interesting challenge that the defender faces against him as well.
Yeah.
2 minutes of stoppage time played is enough for the referee. So we reach half-time, and it's been a very good first 45 minutes for the home team in Belgrade. Partizan Belgrade 2, FC Rijeka 0. And they're good value for it as well. And the fans have thoroughly enjoyed it. The 2 goals from Sasa Ilic in 9 minutes. Miran Kristajic off the 21. Half-time, Partizan 2. Rijeka. Rain in the air, the temperature earlier today up to 81 degrees. But if there was anybody that was slightly on the cold side, this really warmed them up. 2 brilliant goals by the home side. The first in 9 minutes, a real gem from Ilic. Look at this finish. He just got on it like a flash, as there was a slight hesitancy, but this is an absolute gem, this second goal. And it came from a corner, from a cross rather, after a corner was cleared. And there was Kristajic on the end of it. And you won't see many better headers than that in Europe this year. I think the goalkeeper would have gone with the ball, if necessary, into the back of the net. So the second half to come. Let's hope for more of the same. Rejoin us in a moment for the second half of Partizan against FC Rijeka in the Champions League qualifier.
Rocks, waves, tracks, sweat, with Konica.
Welcome back. The timing impeccable as the players return for the second half. Refreshed, buoyed up, and really raring to go. FC Partizan Belgrade 2, FC Rijeka of Croatia 0. I'm just looking to see if there have been any substitutions, particularly amongst the Croatians. I've been very surprised, injuries permitting, if Partizan have changed anything, Russell. But how long dare the Rijeka coach leave it?
Well, it's it's a problem to know what to do. Unless one or two players are definitely having an off night and he's got a good replacement on the bench, that's probably an easy way of changing things. But when you've got a side playing against you like Belgrade, Partizan are tonight, then it's very hard, unless you've got one of your men actually on the ball, to be able to compete against a team playing like that.
Well, we have a substitute. I think more of that in a moment. It's certainly going to be a real test for Rijeka in this second half. And looking down, they have number 19, Pavic, stripped off. Whether he's going to appear at the start of this second half, we'll tell you in a moment. But those supporters have thoroughly enjoyed what they've seen. You can see the attraction of this game, those stands full. And the media benches also. But the Cypriots, the Luxembourgian referee, I should say, who's done well for me in the first half, now has to try and maintain that level of control in the second 45 minutes. Partizan, 2 goals to the good, and in this second half, it's Rijeka in blue, who are playing from right to left, and playing, I have to say, very much for their pride. Trobovic back to Stojanovic and got it back once more. This is Ivic. And they seem to have started off exactly as they ended the first half. And the substitute is on. I'll just work out who he's replaced in a moment. Pavic, number 19. There he is in possession. Might want to be Viskovic, but we'll work that out for you in just a second, as the ball is cleared downfield. And the first free kick of the second half is given for the challenge on Kejman. And this is Ilic, the first goal scorer. Hasanovic. Clearance was by Matkovic. And the whistle again. This time it's gone the other way. Kejman. Milinovic was the player that went down. And Maro Tomasic takes the free kick. I think it is Viskovic.
Yeah. I can't see him anyway, can we?
No, I can't see him. There are about 3 of them do look quite alike from here, but the goalkeeper seems to be okay as well. Owen Yac, having had that treatment at the start of the second half. Doesn't have the tempo of the first, but no doubt Partizan will try and make an early opportunity to pick it up. Ajic away. Knocked back by Brajkovic. And the chase is on. Stepanovic. There's the cross. Target was Balaban. And away come Partizan. Ivic. Still going. Still going, I don't believe it. And in the end he's blocked by Ajic. That's the second wonderful run that Ivic has had in this match. And what a shame, Russell Osman, he couldn't finish it.
Well, I think Kejman's doing his nut with him there, because he was just to the right-hand side of him. I think Kejman could have just taken the ball on off a pass from him and hit a shot either across the goal or given it back to him for a tap-in. I think Kejman had every right to complain that he didn't get a pass into the box from him. He tried to beat 8 or 9 players there and walk it in.
Tomic. Once again, The black and whites are on the charge. Dujaj. Milinovic made the clearance. Trobovic. Didn't run this time for Kejman.
See again how quickly they win the ball back, Mike, don't they? You know, they've lost it 1 minute and then 2 or 3 of them have a right good go at getting the ball back as quickly as they can.
Ilic looked for Petkovic, and that was a disappointing one, because I really felt he had a chance with his left foot, but some good defending by Matkovic. Well, they haven't had too much to cheer about in recent months, the citizens of this city, and I for one don't begrudge them making the most of it.
Not at all. They've not stopped, have they, tonight? Well, even before the game started, all the way through. They'll take a lot of quietening down tonight, that's for sure.
And there's plenty of time for the goal tally to be boosted. Ivic takes. Away by Tomasic. And the throw. Stanojevic will take. No, he won't. He obviously likes upsetting me. He'll leave it for Kristajic.
It's too much hard work for a sweeper, that, Mike. Sweepers don't go out there and take throw-ins.
No. Just because they have to go out with the brooms in the stands afterwards. And it's a really lovely sight in the evening. The supporters making it a very good atmosphere. This Partizan Stadium, incidentally, rebuilt in 1998. Capacity just over 32,000, and eventually they have plans to make it 47,000 and a few. Record crowd here 55,000 going back to the 1970s. Of course, there were times when Partizan were regarded as one of the great sides of Europe. Kasic knocked it in, and Razovic cleared the danger. They've started quite brightly, the Croatians. They know what they've got to do. Balaban, and in the end put just wide by Hasancic, who is not very happy. That was chaos in the defence, wasn't it?
It's just a bit of sloppy defending, isn't it, really? They've gone to sleep a little bit back there. You know, the last thing they want to do now is concede a goal. I think Rijeka, if they can just throw 1 or 2 more people forward when they do have an attack, they might get a little bit of benefit from it.
Interesting, the keeper punched. He's clearly still worried about that shoulder. Hasancic, and away they come once more. Tomasic.
This is where they're quick on the break, aren't they?
They certainly are. Dujaj, Ilic. This is Ivic, rather. Corner conceded by Brashkovic. And it's Ilic and Ivic in the middle of the field, going forward through the middle, who they have consistently found hard to handle. This time it was Vladimir Ivic forcing Brashkovic to concede the corner, which Tomic will take. He's due a good one. That's a good catch by Tafra. "31 years of age. But early overall impressions of the second half?
Pretty even at the moment, isn't it? You know, they have a couple of good breaks, Partizan. I'd like to see them vary the set pieces a little bit. You know, the corners have all been pretty similar. They've either swung it straight into the goalkeeper's arms, or they've hit the bloke on the near post. You know, once in a while, and then, you know, ping one out across a penalty spot, you know, and try and change it a little bit.
Both Balaban and Stepanovic offside.
Risky.
Yes, and he'd be surprised that they're taking any risks at the back, because 2-0 is comfortable. 2-1 means the script's got to be totally rewritten. Kejman. Tomic again in midfield. Trobic. And here comes Stepanovic once more. And he wins the free kick as well. They don't want to start giving away these free kicks today, because although we were remarking in the first half they've been disappointing, both sides with their set plays, sooner or later you get the feeling somebody's going to get one right.
Yeah.
And now there's a real chance again, but the flag denies Balaban. And suddenly Hasancic has got hold of things in the middle of the field. Brashkovic. Ajic is square if he wants him, but he's gone this way for the substitute, Pavic. On in place of Viskovic at half-time.
They just need to be a little bit more patient with the build-up, don't they?
And again, plenty of men forward in this attack. Dulyaj. Can he get the cross in? He can, you know, but nobody at the far post. And Brashkovic kept it in play. To be fair to Dulyaj, he has produced some decent crosses. His one that produced the second goal was an absolute gem. But 2 or 3 more times he's threatened, and now there's a real threat, and there's one back. Scored by Stepanovic. And all of a sudden, the whole game has changed.
Well, we said they were just getting a little bit sloppy at the back. They played a couple of risky offsides. And all of a sudden they miss out, and the lad takes his goal ever so well, doesn't he?
And it's an away goal as well. And the Partizan coach will be furious.
Yeah.
That was really needless, and the defence all of a sudden looked as solid as a rock in the first half. Looks very accident prone in the second.
Yeah, they suddenly got a couple more men forward, didn't they? 1 or 2 people running off the ball. It breaks for him. He's been great first touch under pressure, but very cool finish as well.
And look at this, the keeper doesn't do me any confidence at all. He didn't come out hands first, did he? He come out feet first.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there, but I think all credit to the fella for the finish. It was a fantastic finish by Stepanovic.
So it's 2-1 to Partizan Belgrade.
Now it might liven up a bit again, Mike, I think.
And Kejman on the goalkeeper, Tafra. The referee's whistle had already gone.
He is a handful, that lad. He is so quick coming off his mark. He's bringing other people into play. Good touch. Very mobile. Not seen his finishing tonight, but by all accounts he's a terrific finisher as well.
Certainly a player that I was told to watch for the future. Whether the finances of this club are such that they could afford to say no if the vultures closed in, time alone will tell. Pavic, the substitute, with the clearance. Ilic again trying to work an opening, and now it might come back. And that was a challenge not to the liking of the referee, who hands the yellow card out. And it was late, I think. Looking at it from this angle.
Yeah, he just left his boot in there a little bit, whether he's dug him on the hand or...
Pekovic is the player.
It's unneeded, you know, he's not going to get there. You know, it's a bit naughty. You don't really see people just leaving the foot in there on the keepers. They get enough bangs during the season without somebody sticking a foot in there like that. been the first real naughty little challenge we've seen all night, Mike, hasn't it, really?
Tafra is attended to.
And that's only the second booking.
Pekovic joins Matkovic of Rijeka, who was carded in the first half. That's confirmation for you from our Yugoslavian match director here. And it's a fascinatingly balanced match now. They'll look for an immediate response, will Partizan. Ilic. And Tomic went forward and didn't come away with it. Now he has. Tomic still. And he'll take the responsibility. Straight at goalkeeper Tafra. But that at least is a non-target shot, and it's a positive statistic as far as Partizan are concerned.
The majority of the play from Partizan has always been down the central or the right-hand side of the pitch tonight. I think now and again, if they could stretch the play out down the left-hand side once in a while, it might just drag the right defenders a little bit wider and leave a little bit more space through the middle of the pitch. 9 times out of 10, every time Partizan are attacking it, it's ending up coming down the right-hand side. But it all seems to drift down this right-hand side.
They lead by 2-1 in the first leg of this second qualifying round of the Champions League in the Partizan Stadium. Ivic, surrounded by 3, including Stepanovic, the goal scorer.
See how narrow it is again on this side, man. They've got no sort of wide left player out there.
And the free kick is given for the foul this time. No, you don't need to be.
What did that mean, Mike? You're a racing
Croatian. Well, I thought the diving championships were being held in Istanbul, was probably what he said. But the referee's given the free kick. And Tomic is the man again, stepping forward with Ivic. There are 5 in the wall. In no particular order. Tomasic, Ajic, Kacic, and also in that wall is 7, Brashkovic, and the substitute Pavic. Tomic. Well, that's really 3 that he's had and 3 that he's missed. And again, you wonder whether he might try plan B next time.
Yeah, maybe. I'd like to see him just try and hold his width a little bit more out to the right, Tomic. You know, it gives them another option then. I think every time they do make a build-up on their attacking play, he drifts very much into the centre. And I think once in a while, if he did give them that extra width down the left-hand side, it would definitely create them a little bit more space for the other players. You know, and if it does go down the left, he's got a sweet left foot. He can put good crosses in from there as well.
Trobovic with the clearance. The knockdown was by Pekovic. But away they come with Jasmin Agic, who's become more influential in the second half of this Champions League match. Now for Balaban. Quite prepared to run at the defender, who was Razovic. Trobovic down this near side. Just beginning to, the old free kick counts, just beginning to get a bit of treatment in these last few minutes, isn't it? I hope it's not the shape of things to come with what, just a shade under half an hour to go.
Yeah, I think he won a free kick there, really, rather than Rijeka gave one away.
And that was one that belonged in Istanbul from Trobovic.
Yeah, well, he's got to be careful, because if he's already been... I think he's been booked, hasn't he?
He's not the one that's been booked, luckily for him, because...
No, yeah, because he's taken a bit of a risk anyway. He's gone down.
And this time was a free kick, and that will be a yellow card shown to Agic.
Oh, he's made a meal of that, mind, hasn't he?
He has made a meal of it, but I suppose if you look at it strictly speaking, it's Agic's 3rd in this half, and also you would have to say that he had one aim, didn't he? From behind.
Yeah,
he's
caught it down the back of the ankle or something, but, you know, I don't think it was like half a dozen rolls on the floor and a spin back the other way. And
right. But the yellow card to me for that's fair enough.
Yeah, yellow card him and that's it. You know, you don't need all the amateur dramatics, do you?
Luxembourg official won't be back at his desk in the morning. He's got paperwork to do.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Mike, at the moment. I don't think he's missed much, has he?
And to be fair as well, he's played a couple of nice advantages. Now, what are we going to have here? Ilic is discussing it. Tomic fancies the chance again, but it's gone the other way this time. And Ajic made the clearance. Although that gave away the free kick. Make sure that there's no lasting damage done. Now, this is Vuk Razovic. Well, they haven't really created an awful lot in the second half, Partizan, have they? That's been the disappointment.
No, we've not seen a lot of Ivic, have we?
It's the free-flowing football of the first half that we enjoyed so much has been conspicuous by its absence. Although I suppose for that, Rijeka must take some credit, because clearly, you know, they've been told to put their thinking caps on.
They've got a bit closer to the people, haven't they? You know, and they put the challenges in, whereas first half, Partizan were playing around and, you know, the movement off the ball was very quick and the passing was quick. You see now, they're actually getting close enough to get a tackle in. And just tend to slow people down a little bit.
Pekovic was the player who was fouled. And there is a player with a problem. It's as simple as that. And I don't think we're going to see much more of Ivic by the looks of it. He's waving to the bench on the far side. He clearly has a problem. And immediately they've got two substitutes warming up. So I think that Ivic's contribution, which hasn't been great in this second half, might be close to finality. And indeed, Miodrag Jezic is in earnest conversation. And the man who gets the responsibility is a young striker by the name of Ivica Iliev, wearing 17. And Ivic clearly couldn't continue. He was disappointed because some of his play in the first half, Russell, really outstanding.
Yeah, very good. Very good indeed. Oh, see what the subs got. Nice fresh pair of legs for the Partizan to use. As I say, there's a lot of free kicks now, Mike, isn't there?
He's a youngster. He knows he has a great chance to make an impression. Free kick was taken by Ilic. Duljaj down the flank once more. Pavic across to challenge. And it's a free kick in what is virtually the corner flag. Tomic is across, Tomic to take, and this time the substitute Iliev has gone straight into the attacking third of the field, and again the goalkeeper ends up on the ground. Again the referee gives him the free kick. This time it was Kristajic who scored that bullet header that made it 2-0 midway through the second half, and judged to be the culprit.
Yeah, better delivery, wasn't it? You know, it's actually put it in where they've got players this time. Get a bit more competitive, Mike. You know, they're getting a little bit closer, Rijeka. I think if they can just keep the ball, they're not out of this game by a long way. I think they've tightened up Partizan at the back now. I think conceding
that most certainly was needed.
Goal. Yeah.
Now, Razovic, who's for the youth school, come through the ranks here. He's been in Bulgaria for a couple of years. Ajic for the Croatians. Goran Brašković. And Barnabas Stepanovic was offside.
I'd like to see a bit more of Sasa Ilic getting into the game and getting on the ball. He's had a bit of a quiet night for him, hasn't he?
He's the captain of this Belgrade side, who lead by 2-1. As we reach virtually the three-quarter point of this Champions League second qualifying round, first leg tie. And Balaban won that one nicely. Then he ran into Duljaj, and away come Partizan. Trobok. Tomic. And at last they get to the flanks. The ball is in and he's put it over. And that was Kezman.
Made a change for a bit of play down the left, Mike, didn't it?
And it was the substitute, Iliev, who was the supplier. And Kezman had his moment and missed it, but it was a lovely cross.
It didn't look that hard a chance, did it? You know, it didn't look too high for him. I don't think he's got up early enough to get on top of the ball, has he? Maybe he's reaching for it a little bit, but good quality strikers, they make that extra couple of inches up in the air and get that ball under the crossbar.
And Rijeka take off Bosco Balaban, and Oliveira is the man brought on to replace him.
I think Balaban was struggling with a bit of cramp there, Mike. He's looked a bit heavy-legged at the start of the second half. The last run he made, I think he was sat down and stretching his calves off. Cramping up, I think, under all the work he's been trying to do, trying to get the ball back.
Certainly in the first half, a lot of pace meant a lot of running for a lot of players. And here's Iliev again. Gone down, referee, not interested. Hasancic. Block was by Stojanovic. And Milinovic almost put his goalkeeper in trouble. But Tafra doing well. And Kezman's got the bit between his teeth here, hasn't he?
He's a fit lad. He's still galloping. I think one or two of the Partizan lads, you know, they worked very hard in the first 45 minutes of the game. I think one or two of them might just be feeling the effects of that hard work.
Duljaj for Tomic. And the twist and turn for Kezman. Oh, he's hit the bar.
Oh, fantastic turn again, wasn't it?
They can't believe it either. It was a wonderful ball in, but look at this skill, Russell.
Fantastic. But not many players can keep the ball as close to them turning on the edge of the box as this fella can. Oh, with the big centre-half screaming down the back of your neck as well.
Well, we'd have been reaching for the dictionary of Serbian superlatives if that had been about 2.5 inches lower. Instead of which, all they can do is dream on.
The sort of chance that you'd see Kanika Dalglish take time and time again on the edge of the box, just commits the defender, turns the defender with his body a little bit, and the next thing you know, he's had his shot and it's in the back of the net.
Sort of thing you used to do on the training ground, wasn't it?
Used to dream of, Mike.
No, when there was nobody else about.
That's it. Still do.
Stepanovic offside this time. Rijeka have grown in confidence since that goal, haven't they? And Partizan having to work that much harder.
Yeah. They're just competing a bit more. They're working a bit harder to get close to the people, and they're putting their foot in there.
It was at one stage in the first half, let's face it, Russell, this looked as though it could become a rout.
Yeah. Partizan were just passing around them, weren't they? They were just playing the ball, little 1-2s, little runs off. You see there, you know, that wasn't happening first half. People weren't getting as tight as that.
Iliev in again, and away by Pavic. Now for Stepanovic. Kezman. Agic, who's been a much more influential player in the second half. And clearly The substitute, Oliveira, annoyed, but he was offside.
I think that's a risky business. When you start playing offsides that high up in general play, you've only got to have one person who's not quite concentrating right, and it's going to cost you your goals.
No foul, says the referee. Razovic, Kristajic, Ilic trying again to work an opening and failing, and again the referee not interested in Tomic.
Good referee.
Again it was the ball for the substitute Oliveira. Well, if you're the Partizan coach, what would you do? He's made the one switch which was forced on him. Would you throw another striker on?
No, I think I'd just keep going as you are. You hit the post a few minutes ago. I think there's still some very positive signs. I'd be a little bit worried about the defenders stepping up all the time and playing offside. You got a substitute there with a fresh pair of legs trying to get in behind you all the time, and you know, all of a sudden I think it's a very, very dangerous game.
Kejman going on. Milinovic away. Trobok. Spanujevic. Trobok. It wasn't the ball that he wanted. It's in that midfield area where they were so dominant in the first half, but the passes haven't gone to feet.
No.
And that's what's let the Croatians get right back into it. Trobok. Milinovic away. He's had a good match at the back. He's also noticed his qualities with his mouth in organising things around him. Trobok.
So they're not finding it as easy to find a spare play all the time now.
And that was unfortunate.
Rijeka getting a little bit closer, a little bit more competitive. They're not giving Partizan the time on the ball.
And as we talk, here comes the other substitution, and it's Rukovic who has come on, and that is an attempt to try and increase the tempo, especially as he has replaced Ilic, the first goal scorer. So now we were wondering about the substitution, and we now know.
Well, the one goal difference is definitely not enough at the moment. Not with the away goals rule. They definitely need another goal, Partizan.
Look to try and find Kejman on the charge.
This is where they've got to be careful. You know, in going for an extra goal, they can't leave the door open at the back. And I think playing that offside game is just going to make them a little bit vulnerable.
Ajic.
Oh my goodness.
Patridge was offside, but the point is well made, Russell. The yellow card is shown, meanwhile, for the challenge. I don't think there can be any complaints. It was Trobok, I think, who actually came in late, but there's been a few fiery moments. The referee's kept most of it under control, and it's going to be quite a high pressure last 11 minutes or so. But because they've now got the two down the flanks in Pavic and Oliveira, they clearly feel that there is a way around this defence.
Well, it's only going to be one good early quality ball, you know, and then you've got a problem, and the way the Partizan keeper's been playing tonight, I don't particularly fancy him coming out on the edge of the box in a one-on-one situation. He's not sort of filled his defenders full of confidence, has he, with his performance so far?
They have another free kick. Rukovic will leave it for Tomic. It will be left-footed. That's really been the one area where Partizan could do better on the end of term report in about 12 minutes from now. Set pieces not been their strongest. This is Rasovic. Iliev, the first substitute, who's come to the right side now. Put down by Barnabas Stepanovic, who scored that goal for Rijeka. Now for Dujaj. Still going. He's been a key man for me, number 10 in the Rijeka defensive midfielder. Ajic, he's done very well in this second half.
He's got through a lot of work, hasn't he? He defended well, he's got stuck in. Just like to see it, if they can just get string 2 or 3 passes together once they regain possession and then manage to get quick balls through to the front lads, then Partizan could be struggling.
Partizan 2, Rijeka 1. Good clearance by Kacic. But now perhaps the midfield battle is starting to go the way of the Yugoslavs once more. Free kick for the foul by Goran Brashkovic. And it's time to man the pumps again in that overworked defence.
I thought it was a good tackle myself. He's taking the ball, not from behind.
And that time, the referee says play on. Stojanovic. Might be an opening for a 1-2, just didn't run. Back to Trobok. Now Kejman. Now needs to get players in the box and deliver a good ball. He's quite capable of doing it, and the ball in the box in the end is a complete waste.
It's a shame, of course, Kejman worked so hard to get that ball back for them. He's a very, very lively player.
Stajic took the throw, and there's the cross coming in, and the header has gone wide from Iliev, and I do not think he can believe it. It's a lovely cross in from Stojanovic, and he should have done better with this.
He had time, Mike, to bring it down and side-foot it in, really, didn't he?
He had time almost to come and ask us what we wanted to see, didn't he? I mean, he can't believe he's had that much space.
No, he's just missed the target.
Look at that.
He's trying to get a bit of power on it, he's trying to put a little bit of extra power on it, and he's just sent it past that near post. There's a good move, good build-up, good ball in.
Rasovic for Dujaj again for Partizan. Inside the last 10 minutes of this Champions League second qualifying round first leg match in the Partizan Stadium in Belgrade, and the home side lead Rijeka of Croatia, playing their first game here in 8 years by 2-1. And that one away goal could be so important. And Rijeka at the moment really asking more than a few questions. Hasancic, and the effort is going down the high street in the end from Kacic.
That's where they've got to be careful, Partizan. They've done a lot of hard work now. It'd be a shame to throw away another silly goal just by a bit of careless back play.
Still the crowd sing though, Russell.
Oh, the
been a great atmosphere.
The atmosphere is fantastic, isn't it? Loud, it's noisy, it's passionate.
So passionate, and as I said, this in a city where there hasn't been too much to be cheered about in the last few months. Now, Kejman. And Iliev trying to work a way through. And suddenly, Stepanovic looks at the referee on Stojanovic's challenge, and the referee says play on.
Well, I think he might have got that one wrong, the referee. There's
the possession figures. 62% for Partizan. But But only one goal difference as Ajic stays down after a very heavy challenge. There are a lot of very tired legs out there.
And he's hurt himself somehow there, I think.
He's the one that certainly in the second half he's been much more on his game. He's been chasing, he's been causing all sorts of problems. Well, if there's going to be another goal in the 6 minutes that remain, Russell Osman, who's going to get it?
I think it will be Partizan if there's going to be another goal. I think even though they're riding the look at the back, I can't quite see them conceding another one, but I can see them scoring one, and I think the crowd deserve another goal tonight. You know, they've been so vocal and so passionate. It would be wonderful to see another goal going just for their sake.
Duyaj, there's the ball in, and it was poor because of the good piece of defending to make sure he didn't get any power on it. Pavic, the substitute for Rijeka. Hasancic. He really has put himself about Oliveira.
He's just been making his runs a little bit too early, hasn't he? I think... who was it there?
It's the substitute.
Yeah, Hasancic, I think, tried to play the ball through for himself. And
just about that for an absolute blockbuster. And finally, Tomic, who's had a nightmare with his set pieces, finally unloaded the mother and father of a pile driver.
It was dipping, wasn't it? That keeper did very well there. He was moving about a bit.
He's ridden his luck a bit. I mean, he's made two excellent saves, had one against the bar.
It's nice to see somebody have a pop from outside the box, wasn't it? Not try and walk it into the 18-yard box, you know, and play 1-2s in there, but just to have a full-blooded crash-it goal.
And this time they've got the third goal. And the man that's got it is the same player who got the second. Kristajic with another header. Russell Osman right once more.
Well, there you go.
But it's another bullet header.
Don't they deserve it, though? Look at the crowd there. We have a blinding shot from 25 yards, leads to a corner. We get the corner put in the right place. Great attack from Kristajic, and it's in the back of the net. Another fantastic header. He'll be happy with that.
He has scored two headers that I venture to suggest any defender at any level would be really proud of.
Yeah.
Including the man sitting on my right.
But that's all down to the delivery. He's made the run. That's where the ball's got to be delivered. And for once in the game, that delivery was spot on. At the end of the day, he couldn't miss from there. Or if he'd have missed, he could have been sacked.
Quality from Iliev. Quality from Kristajic. Quality from Partizan Belgrade. And they lead 3-1. And again, the atmosphere is all change. Another firecracker or two. And it's going to be party night for these supporters.
It sure will be now.
3 minutes remain.
The three cracking goals tonight, Mike, haven't they? They've all been goals to be proud of, really. That's a great defender's goal, that, the last one. You make your run, you know, you're going in where brave men have to go, and you get your reward sometimes. Sometimes you get a bent nose, but you know, he's got his rewards tonight.
The voice of experience talking, Mr. Russell Osman.
Yeah.
Formerly of Ipswich in England, and now, I'm delighted to say, part of the Eurosport team. And that was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but unquestionably Stepanovic got the worst of it. Leon says the referee saw nothing wrong with the challenge, and that was the right thing, despite the afters. Ilya, he's made a difference, the substitute. Duyaj might be tempted to have a bang, might he? No. He's off to the substitute, Rudovic. And I wonder if that was the right option. Very poor ball back in. Razovic inside the last 2 minutes. And it's been a thoroughly enjoyable night's entertainment, Russell, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, both sides have... They've both played their part, you know. Rijeka is still having a go at it even now, look. You know, but there's been nothing malicious. They both got on with the game, got stuck into each other fairly. I think the referee's had a magnificent game as well. He's been aware of the situation with everybody. But the players have been a credit to themselves.
And finally, another corner.
Listen to that support, Mike. Is
And I wonder who the target man will be this time.
Hat-trick, chances of a hat-trick for him.
Did you ever score 3 headers from corners in your heyday? In one afternoon?
No.
Well, you might be able to see someone that will do something that Russell Osman never did. No, not with delivery like that, you won't.
Didn't give him a chance, did he? Mind you, he's probably still in there now if the cross goes in.
Iliev. Closed down by Admir Hasancic. Inside the last minute. Great scenes in Belgrade. For lovers of football, one of the great teams of Eastern Europe in full cry. And there's the effort, good save by Tafra from Mrazovic this time. Well, the time has come. The one man that's impressed you.
Well, being a defender, I'd like to say Kezman. Even though they've been a big defender at the back, Kristajic has scored a couple of fantastic goals. I think they like Kezman, the number 14. His mobility, his touch, his work rate, I think has been fantastic tonight. To be able to play off somebody up front who works that hard, who's got that good touch on the ball, we've always got a chance.
A third substitution by Partizan as we reach the end of 90 minutes. And the man who scored those 2 goals, Kristajic, is replaced for the final action by Miskovic. But I have to say, 3-1 ought to be enough to get them through to take on Spartak Moscow, shouldn't it?
I would think so.
3 minutes of extra time to be played. Now,
got to make sure they made no mistakes.
Given, he's overruled. In fact, a yellow card for protesting, I think, the way of Hasancic. Belgrade go forward again. That was the handball that the referee spotted, and well done to him for doing so. Rukovic. But it's got to be good for football. Passionate supporters like this. And the only topic of conversation tonight will be football. Not something that you can say about Belgrade in recent months. Iliev's cross. And that's a free kick. It's been a good night for football, Russell.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? You know, we spoke about it before the game. You're looking at the supporters, how passionate they are about football. And we're just hoping that, one, they get a good quality game of football to watch. 2, we always thought the result would go along these lines, didn't we, really? You know, but the whole atmosphere and everything, it's just been a fantastic night.
And if there were spies here from Spartak Moscow, I would have to say that they're going to go away fully aware that the route to the loot, namely the Champions League place, is not going to come without a fight. Pavic.
And there'll be lots of people watching this game tonight. They're suddenly looking at 1 or 2 players again in the Partizan side and thinking, crikey, yeah, you know, good players they've got. Good athletes, they're fit lads, great touch, competitive, you know, and tough boys. It's a hard game out there tonight.
Now again was played in and Rukovic went down. Nothing given by the referee. Kezman. Corner conceded by Hasancic. And if they got 1 more now, they could already go to the travel agent tomorrow and book their tickets to Moscow, I would have thought. Tomic's corner. Can he deliver one decent one at last? Hit the bar with one. Otherwise, those left-footed ones haven't been really what they wanted. Dujages, now he's gone for the return. The cross back in. And the clearance by Milinovic is the final action of an excellent Champions League qualifier. And the victory is Partizan.